happened to the crowd?
Vinny scared him away.
I must have.
Huh.
Oh my goodness, we've got,
Name tags.
Yeah, and beautiful chairs.
holy. Well, I guess
They've upgraded.
that's,
I wonder if we're allowed to sit in them.
that's the budget that they just approved. You wanna turn on the TV camera?
I don't know how to.
I'm not sure how, but I'll let you do it if you're on. That's not all she gave us. Okay, we got that. I already-
You got the copies of the minutes?
No,
I
I
do.
will. Do you?
Yeah,
There
I mean,
should
do you
be
have the
some
ones I
down
sent
there.
you?
I found them.
There should be some down there. And I printed off 3 copies of the travelers and the bond stuff. There should be copies of the agenda down there. If not, I will make copies of mine. I think it has some scribbling on it, so I apologize for that.
Well, Vinny, you're electronically
Yeah,
confused.
I am, but I'm not familiar with the system.
Is that the on-off switch there?
This wow, it looks like
Okay, here are the minutes,
There it is.
or the agenda.
Alright.
it looks like it's on.
Okay, well, it's
on. I don't know if it's recording, but it's on.
well, it's 6 o'clock.
We're starting.
I move that we start the meeting.
Call this meeting to order. Good grief, this is a nice chair.
Madam Chairman.
This is a lovely chair, as a matter of fact.
Ah, ow.
Okay, I wonder if I can even get in it.
Oh, ow.
Oh, jeepers.
Oh.
Nice.
Hey, dude.
Oh,
I'm at the meeting. Can I call you afterwards?
Okay. Yeah, put your phone on silent.
I'm working on it.
We're called to order. Roll
Well,
call.
it says it's only 5:55, so,
That says 5 after.
Yeah.
well, mine's satellite correct.
Oh, in that case, we're good.
Oh, now it says 6:05.
Yeah, now we're. All right, we've called to order, roll call. Kate Bostic, I'm here,
Vince G.
is here,
Rich Swyatt,
is here, okay? Electing officers,
hail, hail, gang's over
you
here.
got it. You got it. I nominate Vince to be the chairperson.
Excuse me?
What?
That's right.
Well,
Well, it's time for, I've been at this for a little while, so it's time for an upgrade,
oh,
change.
so you want to make a motion to remove yourself as chairperson?
And give somebody else a chance, in this case, poor old Vince.
Well, then if that's the case,
I
I
make a
move that
motion.
you're the secretary.
No, I'm vice chairman.
All right, now there's gonna be a discussion.
Now there's gonna be a discussion.
All right.
Okay, I make a motion that Vince G steps up to be the chairperson of the auditors.
I don't know, what do you think?
Discussion?
What do you think about that, Vince? Should I second it?
That's up to you.
Well, I don't know. You're a very busy fellow.
He's also a very talented fellow.
Don't confuse the issue with facts. I'm here to have a meeting. Well, you think that's a logical progression?
I think so. I think that Vince has the skills, and I'm still here, and you're still here. We're both experienced, so
All right, well, I'll second that motion.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Toward that.
Move vice chairman?
I'll stay vice chairman.
I make a motion that Richard Wyatt stays vice chairman. All in favor? Or second, I mean
I'll
second.
second it.
Okay, all in favor?
I'm not good at secretarial
You
duties.
think I am?
Yeah, you are. You've got a pen in your hand.
I've dodged it every.
That's a qualification.
Okay, now, somebody else is gonna have to nominate me for something. How
All
about
in
retirement?
favor, we're all in favor
Oh, everybody's
for,
vice chairman.
for Richard vice chairman?
Yeah, we all said yay.
Well, then I nominate our former chairman to be our secretary.
I will never forgive you for this.
That's all right. You didn't forgive me to getting you elected either.
That's true.
I'll second it.
Okay,
All in favor, I guess?
yep,
Aye.
that's a new rise, I'm not voting. You're still secretary today. It starts later.
Well,
I think that's how
he's
it
got to
goes.
read the minutes because he's still the
Yes.
secretary.
We're fixing to go there.
Okay.
Follow your agenda, sir. All right, we have 2 sets of meeting minutes from last year, from January 3rd and January 31st.
Yes. You have those? Please tell me
I
that.
do.
And I do also. I found them. I actually have them filed away.
Very good.
I've got January 3rd organizational meeting minutes here.
Now, where did I put them?
And
Don't tell me
I've
I
got,
left them at home. I was going through them.
and this
Well, the
is
31st was the meeting minutes that's we discussed. Let me see the meeting minutes from the 31st.
from the 31st.
Yeah.
Well, that was
Because we have to review them. I mean, from the 3rd.
the 3rd here.
Yeah.
That's the 3rd there.
There you go.
Okay.
I had them with me.
All right. So how we want to handle the 31st? I remember what it is.
Yeah, well, you printed it off, or you
Yeah.
sent it to me, so you should
Yeah.
have it on your computer.
I don't have internet access. It's
That can
filed
be
on my cloud.
All right, let me see if I've got internet here.
Oh, wait a minute. I might have it in. I can get it on my email on my phone. I just can't print it.
Okay, I've got on Monday, January 29th, Vince called Thompson Company.
Hold
That was about the bonds.
on. Thought I'd have it because I emailed it to you.
You should have it on your Word document.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't write it on this computer. And it's not showing up in my sent items on my phone. Do you have it on yours?
I'm hoping that this is, if this isn't that should be the 3rd, maybe
That's-
the 31st. Look
Huh?
at that.
No, that's the 31st.
All right, then let me.
I mean, that's,
The 31st is the one that we just got.
yeah, the 31st, this is the 3rd.
That's the 3rd?
That's this one.
Okay.
You need the latest email.
Well, go ahead and read that one.
Okay.
on.
The Board of Auditors of Liberty Township, Board of Auditors, Liberty Township, Adams County, PA, 39 Topper Road, Fairfield, Pennsylvania, 17320. January 3rd, 2024 organizational meeting minutes. The Board of Auditors of Liberty Township, Adams County met January 3rd, 2024 at 6 p.m. at the Township Municipal Building located at 39 Topper Road, Fairfield, Pennsylvania, 17320. The meeting was streamed live on Liberty Township's YouTube channel. Present was Chair Catherine Bostic, Co-Chair Richard Swyatt, and Vincent G. At 6 p.m., Chair Catherine Bustick called the meeting to order. Richard Swyatt made the motion of Vince G to be secretary, Catherine Bustick to second the motion, all voted yes, and the motion carried. Richard Swyatt made the motion for Catherine Bustick to be chair, and Vincent G seconded the motion, all voted yes, and the motion passed. Catherine Bostick motioned for Richard Swyatt to be co-chair, and Vincent G seconded the motion, all voted yes, and the motion passed. Richard Swyatt made a motion to move public comment to the beginning of the meeting. Vincent G seconded the motion, all voted yes, and the motion passed. Public comments. John Bostick requested information about the treasurer's and assistant treasurer bonds and what could happen if someone other than the treasurers opened the mail, breaking the chain of custody. John Bostick then stated that Supervisor Walter Barlow was opening the mail and keeping his private ledger. Supervisor Walter Barlow stated that the solicitor advised him that he was authorized to open the mail and that it would not affect the bonds. Judith Hogan inquired about the amount of bonds, which was $800,000. John Huxell stated that you do not need to be bonded if you're not writing the checks. Catherine Bostick stated that the treasurers should be opening the mail so they see the checks and other financial related mail when it comes in because they are bonded and it provides a check and balance to the system. Catherine Kimball inquired how long the elected auditors' terms last, which the answer was 6 years. Richard Swyatt stated that before the auditors changed, the auditors would check the checks to ensure they matched the deposit slips. Public comments closed. Review approved meeting minutes. Catherine Bostick made a motion to approve the January 4th, 2023 meeting minutes. Richard Swyatt seconded and the motion carried. All but Vince voted yes and the motion passed. Setting the hours of compensation of a working supervisors. The auditors determined that there was a lack of information required to determine the salary increase for the supervisors due to missing documentation. Certifications achieved last year for each of the road crew members. Road projects completed, fiscal savings on projects completed, years of the road crew experience per working supervisor, miles of road managed compared to salary survey and job descriptions. Catherine Bostick made a motion to delay setting the salaries to a later date due to the lack of data for 2 weeks from the advertised date. Richard Swyatt seconded the motion, all voted yes, and the motion passed. Confirmation of the treasurer's and assistant treasurer bonds. Vincent G motioned to pass the bonds, and Catherine Bostick seconded the motion. All voted yes, and the motion passed. Catherine Bostick mentioned to adjourn the meeting at 6:48 p.m. Vincent G seconded the motion. All voted yes, and the motion passed. There is an addendum to the minutes. Friday, January 5th, 2024, the elected auditors were notified that because they did not set a salary for the working supervisors, they in fact defunded the working supervisors. An emergency elected auditors meeting was held via telephone on Friday, January 5th, 2024, and Catherine Bostick made the motion that the working supervisors would be paid their current wage until a proper increase could be determined, and that increase would be retroactively applied to January 3rd, 2024. Vincent G seconded the motion, all voted yes, and the motion carried. Treasurer's Assistant Treasurer Bond Research. On Monday, January 29th, 2024, Vincent G called H.A. Thompson & Company around 1:30 p.m. This company provides the bonds for the township treasurers. Vincent G inquired the following about the bonds. Elaine Trofe answered the phone from the company and the following conversation ensued. I asked Elaine what effect would there be if a supervisor was on record for stating they had been opening the township mail for the last 2 years, including checks and other financial information, and handing it to the secretaries to process. Elaine Trofe stated that although this is not illegal, it would negate the bonds for the purpose of lost mail checks or other financial documents received via the mail since the chain of custody was broken. She continued to state that the insurer would not be responsible if mail or money sent via the mail were lost or taken because it could not be proven that only the bonded people were opening the mail and were on record stating so. She advised Vincent G to contact the township solicitor to seek further guidance on the topic and establish a township policy to prevent this from happening, otherwise investigate an umbrella policy that would cover the supervisor or treasurers. This is the meeting minutes as written. All in favor of approving, right?
Right.
Well, I make a motion that we approve the minutes.
I second. All in favor?
As
Aye.
Aye. Now that includes the addendum. I don't think we
Yes.
did that. Okay,
Makes a
I'm
motion
gonna make
to
a note.
approve January 3rd meeting minutes. Kate seconded. All in favor.
Okay, let me turn my phone back
Yeah,
on.
I'll read that.
Okay. you can blow it up or whatever you need.
Board of Auditors, Liberty Township, Adams County, PA, 39 Topper Road, Fairfield, Pennsylvania, 17320. January 31st, 2024, organizational meeting minutes. The Board of Auditors of Liberty Township, Adams County met Wednesday, January 31st, 2024 at 6 p.m. at the Township Municipal Building located at 39 Topper Road, Fairfield, Pennsylvania, 17320. The meeting was not streamed live on Liberty Township's YouTube channel. Present was Chair Catherine Bostic, Co-Chair Richard Swyett, and Vincent G. As Secretary. At 6 p.m., Catherine Bostic called the meeting to order, and Vincent G. made the motion to accept the meeting minutes from January 3rd, 2024. During the motion, a conversation was brought up that questioned the following line from the previous meeting minutes. The line stated that Supervisor Walter Barlow stated that the solicitor advised him that he was authorized to open the mail and it would not affect the bonds. Catherine Bostic did not recall Walter stating such from the previous meeting and could not in good faith approve the minutes of January 3rd. The motion was called down until the following supervisors meeting. Catherine Bostic made a motion to bring the subject up at the next supervisors meeting. Richard Swyett seconded the motion and the motion carried. Catherine Bostic made a motion to call the meeting at approximately 6:30 p.m. Richard Swyett seconded the motion and it carried. There was no public comment.
Okay, I'm wondering if we should add that we did not receive any verification or documentation from the request from the January 3rd meeting. Because I remember that you had requested certain information.
Yes, we did not receive
never
any
received.
documentation on what the road crew had accumulated, what the road crew.
So I think,
accomplished.
yeah, I think that bit of
As far
verbiage
as
needs to
training.
be included in the minutes.
Okay.
And I apologize, I didn't think about that immediately.
Well, we asked for documentation to support salary increases.
Mhm.
We did not get any documentation as we requested it,
That's
but we
correct.
still
We still,
increased
right,
salaries.
we increased the roadmaster, well, I didn't realize he was full-fledged, I must have approved that at some meeting, but anyway, we approved an increase to $24.34.
No, $24, and 34 cents.
For,
The
Mr.
road
Barlow.
master.
Hold on,
Yes.
wait a second, guys.
The roadmaster.
Yes,
And then
How much was the increase from the roadmaster?
$24.34, the increase was, I think, 5%.
No, it was 2.5.
It was for,
Oh no, that's right. We
Last year.
did it because the roadmaster the roadmaster and the crew were making the same hourly wage.
right. And
So
we
wait,
did
what
the
we
cost
do-
of living raise
Yeah.
for,
And we did a COLA for.
yeah, and that was $23.84.
All right, wait. First, the roadmaster got what?
$24.34.
And the road supervisor got $23.84.
And that will lead us into our next.
Setting the hourly compensation of working supervisors.
Yep. Starting with the roadmaster.
Well, there should be a discussion on that, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
I wanna,
Once again, we have no documentation or
Right.
anything stating that they did or did not do the job. I mean,
In all honesty, it looks like they did.
yes, yeah, it looks like they're doing.
You know,
It does.
it-
You know, the roads
well,
were.
we know they're doing stuff, that's not the problem.
The problem is the lack of documentation.
Right,
The documentation
Certifications,
of
yes.
the training
yeah.
and all of that stuff, we don't have, we haven't seen it. And personally, I'm not really that interested in the documentation so much. The point I'm trying to make is the chairman and secretary here don't live on a township road. I do. And I've got nothing but compliments for the road crew, especially in the wintertime. And so I'm sure that they deserve what they're earning.
And we certainly aren't going to take anything away from them.
No, it's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
But it was, I wanna ask, nobody's here, no public comment, at the supervisors meeting when we all attended, and Mr. Keihold said he didn't want a pay raise. If he was gonna get a pay raise, he should give it to Mr. Barlow, the road master. In other words, the road supervisor seemed to request that the road master should get any increase that we were gonna give the supervisor.
Yes, but
So I'm thinking with regard to salaries, because of inflation, I'm good with COLA.
COLA is 2.5%.
Okay, you see, COLA would be fine, but my question is, because of Mr. Keihold's request or statement, should we not increase
No,
the supervisor and
no.
give
No.
5% to the road master?
I was
No.
going to recommend,
no.
in just overall looking at things, because believe it or not, even though I don't live on a township road, I drive on them all the time.
Correct.
I was going to suggest or recommend a 5% raise for the roadmaster and COLA for the supervisor.
What's the justification for 5% for the master?
5% would give him $1.22 an hour. So we're going up to $25.56.
So you're recommending,
A 5%
Will
raise,
increase what?
it would increase from, the total increase would be $1.22 an hour. That would bring him up to $25.56 an hour. And the supervisor, road supervisor, I had suggested or thought 5%, but you know, if the COLA 2%, 2.5%,
2.5%.
yeah, would be what everybody is comfortable with, then we could go with that.
I am hesitant of 5%. A 5% increase is a significant increase.
Yes, it is. And in industry, most of us don't get that.
I've never gotten a 5% increase.
I rarely did, very rarely, but it did happen.
So,
well,
I mean,
right.
yeah, I got it in random, in 25 years I might have gotten it twice.
Mhm.
I'm not on the 5% bandwagon.
Me neither.
I'll be honest with you, to be completely blunt, I was on the 2.5% for both,
All right, let me,
COLA for both,
And
but,
the only thing I'm saying, if we're gonna give the roadmaster a 5%, then
I could do 3
compensate for that by not giving the road supervisor 2.5.
No, you
2.5
can't
and
do that.
2.5
You can't do that.
is 5%.
No, because they earn different salaries, so the increases, percentages work
okay,
out
so
different.
2434 times, did you say you would go up to 3?
I'd go to 3.
Would be 73 cents. You wanna round it up to 75?
Yeah.
Or
Right.
round it up to an even dollar. Why 34 cents and 73? That would make it $25 an hour. Why should it be 25 and 2 cents or whatever? How about round-
Because I'm going with 3%, which is over the COLA.
Yeah. So if we
Well,
go to 73.
I'm just asking, can't we?
Payroll is payroll, Richard. Whether it's $25.80 or whether it's $26, payroll is payroll.
So that would.
And to set a precedence that we always have to round the increase,
Okay,
I think that's ludicrous.
Okay, so we're back to the 3%. I just figured in the 75 cents, but let me go ahead and,
But I would go with 75 cents.
okay.
All right, 2434.34 plus.
You put it to 25.14.
Yeah,
0.75 is 2509.
25.14, Rich.
let's go again, 2434 plus
75 is
75.
25.14.
I have 2509.
25.09?
2434
Apparently, I'm not good at math.
plus 0.75, right?
You code stuff, that
I
doesn't.
code stuff that does the math
I come up with 2509.
I come up with 25.
for me. Alright,
Okay,
25.09.
does Vince wanna make a motion to increase the salary
Sure,
of the
Vince.
road manager to 2509? Is that what the motion would be?
To increase the roadmaster
3%.
by 75 cents.
Yeah, we'll just call it 75 cents.
To 25.09. Yes, I make the motion that we increase the roadmaster's pay by 75 cents.
By a COLA of 3%.
Well, COLA is 2.5, so we're getting more than COLA.
Okay,
I
so
say,
that should be noted in the minutes then.
Yes.
Okay. 2509, roadmaster increase to 2509, parentheses, 3% COLA.
It's actually a little bit more than 3%, but
and
we can say with 3%.
yeah. For the assistant, 2.5% would come to 60 cents.
Okay.
So,
Well, let's make the let's do the motion
Yeah.
first for the roadmaster. All anyone want a second?
I'll
I
second.
already did.
Oh, you already did. Kate seconded.
You were busy typing. All in favor?
Aye.
All in favor. All right. Kate makes motion for road supervisor increase of 2.5% about.
Well, that's part-time road crew.
Part-time, is that part-time road crew?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the supervisor
Yeah.
of the part-time road crew.
Yes, that's what I was putting,
Okay.
part-time road crew supervisor. Road crew supervisor, increase of about 2.5%
Which
or
comes to 59, round up to 60 because it's
60
50.
cents.
Yeah, which
Okay.
comes to $24.46.
$24 and what?
46.
46 cents. Okay. I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. $24.46.
Yeah, 24.46.
Okay.
Okay, we've set the wages. The next thing is confirmation of the treasurer's and assistant treasurer's bonds.
Right.
Well, I move that we,
Well, have you
Confirm.
looked at it?
Yeah, what are they
I've got them.
costing us this year?
And here's
here's the,
copies of what Wendy sent me. That's for Jessica. It's for that recipe. And here's for Wendy's. Now, what I'm curious about is I have Wendy's signature on hers, but I don't have a signature for Jessica. I don't know if they're handled by, looks like they're both handled by Travelers. I don't really understand that, but apparently it's not a problem because this is pretty much what we had last
Yeah,
year.
that's pretty much what we had last year.
it doesn't say.
I'm just out of curiosity, what are these bonds costing us?
That's what I was looking for, what's the cost of the bond?
Did you happen to see it in the,
I'm
Budget?
looking at the budget now. The
the
budget
budget's pretty general, there's not a
is
whole
too
lot of
general.
information there.
Let's see, expenses, finance administrative, that don't mean nothing. Secretary treasurer,
I mean, I think the public, if they do watch this footage,
Mhm.
deserve to know how much they're spending on bonds.
yeah, but bond is like,
I know, I'm just curious as an
Yeah.
expense, you know, what's, I
Right.
mean, it's not gonna affect, I still have to prove it.
yeah,
You know, I'm just curious as a taxpayer, you know, how much the bonds are, did the bonds increase, you know, just curious, that's all.
wasn't last year's 500,000?
It's no, they've been 800,000.
Yeah, the amounts, I'm not talking about the amounts of the bond, I'm talking like, how much does it cost us for insurance? Just so that the
It
public
was-
could be aware.
Last year was around 1,200.
Yeah, I don't see it on the shoes.
That's what I'm saying, I don't
I don't see it either.
So just, approving a bond without knowing how much it's costing the township.
Well, here we have it on Wendy's. In
Right.
consideration of $1,125 renewal premium,
Okay,
and to be attached to and form part of bond number, yada, 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 issued on behalf of Wendy Peck as principal and in favor of Liberty Township, Adams County as obligee. So, we
yeah,
got
but
the
we don't
numbers.
have that, it's the same insurance company.
So, yeah, it's probably the same amount.
I would say it's $800,000 if I remember correctly. That's what's on Jessica's.
Yeah.
And it's 800,000 on hers at the bottom here.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Now, one thing that I do have to make a comment about, I don't think that there's going to be any change of any kind.
Yes.
In the meeting that we had with the board last year,
Mm-hmm.
it was brought to our attention that Jessica, who is the assistant treasurer, spent approximately an hour a month reconciling the bank books.
Right.
That's an awful lot of money that we're paying for, basically paying $100 a month for an hour's worth of work. Now, that's just something that
That's the province of the supervisors.
yeah, they're the ones who assign the workloads and such. Well, basically, I think Wendy does, but I don't know exactly how that all works.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem a little wasteful.
It's not under our
But it's not under our,
It's something we don't need to, it's not part of what
no,
our
it's not part
duties.
of what we do. It just,
but no, I agree with you, yeah, it does seem a
something that
little.
didn't set quite right with me. I'm sure she's doing a wonderful job
Oh,
in that hour, but.
Yeah, I know, but just for an hour, was it $100 and some dollars?
It's practical if it's,
About $120?
well, we're paying her wages plus the, $1,100 some dollar.
Right, so it's about $120, about $100,
Yeah.
about $100 a month, plus her hour, plus her hour. Well, I mean, I guess that's something to just,
That's not under our purview.
Yeah.
Under our umbrella.
yeah, it's not, yeah, I agree with you though, it's.
I just wanted to make a
Oh, I know.
statement there. And does anyone know you've looked at this, haven't you? Have you?
Just a brief overview.
And once again, we need to go back to we'll talk about this after we close this meeting. Okay. So,
There's no public
right,
to comment.
I make a motion that we accept the treasurer and assistant treasurer's bonds.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, public comments?
Nobody showed up.
So, I I make a motion that we adjourn this meeting
at 6:30.
at 6:30. Well, 6:35, but
She didn't give us any time sheets.
we'll work that out later, I guess.
6:25 p.m.
6:35.
Oh, yeah, it's 6:35, so.
Richard seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, we
Okay.
adjourned.
Now,
We're adjourned,
I'm gonna-
but we can still keep discussing.
yeah, well, we can talk.
Officially, we're adjourned.
Yeah. So I just was looking over this just very quickly today. I need more information. I need to see how it, how it
Yeah,
drills
the
down a
complete
little
shred
bit.
out,
Yeah.
where is it broke down?
But I'm just wondering on this total of 01,421, it says donation, $30,300. What?
Okay, where are you on?
Donating $30,000.
I don't know. We're on the second side here,
Wait a minute.
down here at the bottom.
Okay, this is
Move down.
2023, 20. Okay,
This is 2025
2024.
budget. No, this is the
Yeah,
2025
25 budget adopted 2024. Okay,
Yeah.
what's the
So
number?
run that, it's 01.421.
01421, a donation.
$30,300. Now that's an expense.
Yeah, so that means
Is-
the township is budgeting
30 grand.
30 grand for donations.
30 grand 300. Now I assume that includes fire.
Wait a minute,
Well,
that'd
see,
be
that's
the
what I'm
fire.
trying to think. Is that the
That's
fire?
cash in, cash out, that's the fire thing, probably.
Most likely. Yeah, because they get around 10,000, I think, for each. I'm not
And the
sure.
firemen deserve it if that's what it's for.
Well, absolutely.
If that's for the fire donations, then
I don't
it
I
doesn't.
don't
bother me.
remember it showing up as a donation. It used to show up as,
Oh, as like a payout.
yeah, I'm assuming that
Well,
that's what it
here's
is.
fire company here.
Where?
Oh yeah, fire company is $10,000. So it's not the fire company. It's a donation to something else.
Yeah, there's the fire company.
So they're making a $30,000, 3 times the donation to the fire company to something else. I don't know what. I mean, is that something we want to ask as residents?
As residents, yes, we can't really ask,
You guys auditors,
right, because that's not our,
business.
Yeah, and we're gonna
unfortunately,
come back.
it should be.
I could have asked this if I could have attended the budget meetings. I couldn't make it to the budget meetings. So, I've got no,
Yeah, it should be in the, you don't have online.
no, I don't
Okay.
do it online. You can look it up in the minutes.
Yeah, I may do
Of the
that, I'm not
budget
sure that
meeting.
it would show there, but it's just,
Gotta
I'm
show
curious.
somewhere. I mean, who's getting
Yeah.
$30,000?
Yeah.
What entity?
That and, let's see here. I have, financial administration,
I made an extra copy for
Oh,
this.
that's been done.
Yeah. financial just questions, just
Yeah.
things that make me scratch my head. Secretary/treasurer, I'm assuming that's both the gals that are doing the work, 82,000 something.
Secretary Treasurer. Yeah.
Now, what is general government administration? What's that?
These are questions that we should ask at a supervisors meeting.
Yeah.
Kate.
No, we
Yeah.
should ask at a budget meeting, not at
Mhm.
the supervisor meeting.
And why? No offense, but like, why is our highways? What was our highways and road maintenance cost last year?
It's always pretty high.
Last year, highway and roads was $93K.
So they raised to 10K this year. I guess 10K. That's 10% increase.
It's possible, it depends on what kind
What they have
of
planned.
road work they have planned.
Yeah, and how much the materials it
You know,
cost.
they
Yeah,
replaced
that's
the,
true.
they replaced
Inflation
the
has been killing
things.
us.
Oh, yeah. Maybe things will get better now that we're having a change in the government, we can hope.
I disagree with that hope. I don't see nothing but the weeping, wailing, and gnashing of teeth.
Well, there'll be a fair bit of that, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, these are questions that, you know, as citizens, not as
Yeah.
auditors, as citizens,
Right.
we could ask the supervisor.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I wanted to adjourn the meeting before we just start, because this, once again, is out of our purview. And, but yeah, just some questions, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, again, I'm falling down on a job I should have been at the budget meeting. So I could have.
None of us came. I mean, it's okay, Richard. None of us showed up for that. And once again, we have just performed the only duties
That we are
that we have.
elected for.
I need to look and see when I retire.
You're gonna retire? You're not.
I hadn't
You're
planned
not
on it,
retiring.
but I don't know if it's this year that I have to be reelected, or
Oh, no.
is it
It's
next
not
year?
this year. I think it's next year.
Okay.
I gotta hit the head.
Gentlemen, thank you so very much.
I gotta hit the head.
Okay, hit the head.
Oh, don't get old, you ain't gonna like it. Oh, Jesus. Miserable.
Talk to me, my friend, talk to me. I think I'm older than you are. I think I'm the oldest person on the earth. Actually, no. There's a little nun living down in Brazil, I think, who's 114 years old. She has become the oldest person in the world. Little Catholic nun. I thought that was pretty cool. Apparently, she's even quite cognizant.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Pretty amazing. Pretty exciting, actually.
Yeah.